Hello, my name is Pej. I'm an interventionist that helps people with drug addiction, with alcoholism, and with mental health. And I'm also a recovery coach that works with people that actually get into the path of recovery, stay on the path of recovery, and find their true essence. Today's topic, it will be interventions that are a success. So I really felt compelled to speak about this particular topic today because we had a great success. There was a lady that found me in the beginning of 2024 on YouTube and actually told me that she had her brother who was struggling on the streets of Chicago. He was homeless. She wanted to bring me to him. She had watched some of my videos and thought that I would really be able to get through to him. And, I always like to take on a good challenge or whatever presents itself, however it may be. I'd like to be able to try to help whoever it is out there that's struggling. So what happened? One thing led to another. The next thing you know, I found myself within probably 2-3 weeks after our conversation on the streets of Chicago. It was, I believe, in April when I first got there. So it was a bit cold still, but I walked the streets. I had certain places that I was supposed to go look for him. Could not find him. He was supposed to meet with me in the first place. So in a sense, it was an invitational intervention because he knew that somebody was going to be coming to talk to him that was going to try to help him with his life. I was looking in tents. I was looking in various homeless encampments, many different trap houses, places where he was known to have been. Basically, there was places that he was dropped off by Ubers, things like that. And we were trying to trace his whereabouts. And everywhere I would look, he would constantly keep hiding from me, which is very natural. I mean, it's to be expected. If somebody's in active addiction, plus they carry some mental health possibly, then they're going to be in a paranoid state. And if a strange person is going to be coming to try to find them or talk to them, they might hide, especially if they want to continue living that lifestyle and not be completely ready to surrender to this process. Either way, I spent a few days looking for him then. And then, afterwards, he got himself into some trouble between psych hospitals and jail. Eventually, he was on the phone with me and calling me and reaching out to me because that's what the family wanted. And so I made another trip back out to Chicago. I was going to try to help him again. He dodged, he hid from me, and he didn't want my help. He wasn't ready yet. And sometimes I just have to understand that person's not ready. A lot of times, when I'm working on a case, I might not actually be in front of the person right away for a while until the time presents itself. So long story short, we are now nearing Christmas 2024. Just a few days away from then. I have been in constant communication with him and finally found him. Not only did I find him, I was able to get him to us out here in California. He is now in a very safe place. He's been sober because he was in jail for a while, but he's on the path of recovery as reluctant as he was. So this is a total success. I'm always on the grind. I'm always called to try to help find people. Some of the hardest cases to find are people that are homeless in the streets, sometimes in Skid Row or places like that, MacArthur Park, people that live out of tents or people that live in trap houses, places like that. It becomes almost like a PI, like a private investigator type of job for me where I've got to ask questions. I've got to go around sometimes with flyers with the person's picture on it and passing them out or talking to people on the streets or finding people that they would run and gun with, various people that may have seen them like street vendors or store owners and things like that. But, I find people's locations quite often. And then sometimes if I could just zero in on them, then the actual art of intervention takes place where I can get in front of the person, whether it's right to their face or whether it's through the plexiglass in a jail when I go to visit them, or whether it's over the telephone or even through some kind of, online resource. But the art of intervention is try to let them know that I'm here for you. I understand your life's not working for you. What can I do to be able to try to get you the help that you need so that we can help you change your life? I got to say right now, this is a total success as far as whatever's going to happen for him in his future. That's on him. But the fact that he's now in safekeeping, he's not in jails, he's not in an institution, he's not homeless on the streets. We got him. We got him to come and get the help. And the coolest thing about this whole process with him as an individual was the car ride from the airport to location where I was taking him. He was one of the most resistant people. There was many, many conversations that I had with him in this last year. A lot of times on the telephone, obviously. A lot of times he would be very combative, very anti-recovery, says he's been to lots of different places before. None of it worked for him. Definitely played the victim card a lot. A lot of stuff was everybody else's fault. Whenever his fault, it was always everybody else's fault. But to sit in that car ride with him from the airport to the said location. It was really nice to just hear him say, sometimes you just have to take responsibility for your own life. And I looked at him and I said, what happened to you? Like, what's gotten into you? Like, what makes you talk like this? And I believe that he finally, he hit his breaking point. He had realizations that after sitting in jail for months and months for various crimes that at times he would say he did not commit, and maybe he didn't. But just between that and going back to the cold streets of Chicago, he just decided he doesn't want to do it anymore. And he knew that his family would be in his corner as long as he would take the direction of a professional and somebody that really wants to bring him on the path of recovery. So there's a great level of willingness after getting him shopped at Target for clothes because he showed up with just a plastic bag of his personal belongings. That's all he had to his name. We got him shopped. We got him showered. He definitely needed that. I told him several times on the car ride, please roll the windows down, because I used to be homeless, so I had gotten really used to that particular stench, but right now it's like smelling my car up. And we got him shopped, showered, fed, and now he is definitely coming back into the mainstream of life and becoming the man that he's supposed to be. So, job well done. And I can definitely thank his family for that, because they listened. They followed my coaching instructions all the way through and through. Between his sister, his parents, everybody listened, and hopefully this young man can get his life back. And he's not really all that young. He's 40 years old. So he's got a lot ahead of him, but I do think that he's on the right path. And this is what I do. That's why I believe in the work I do as an interventionist. I believe in success stories because I see so many miracles that happen all the time. And this just happens to be one of them. If you are struggling yourself, or you know somebody that's struggling, you can always reach out to me. My number is 310-596-9356. If you need my services, you can also contact me. You can also email me at Pej Interventions, Pej Interventions @gmail.com. And if you like this channel, please go ahead and subscribe, like, share. We would love to hear from you in the comments. Until we meet again.